He was right. Everyone knew it. He had facts, logic, and proof on his side. But in the end, he lost the relationship, the respect, and the moment that truly mattered. That day, he learned a powerful lesson. Being right can win an argument, but being wise can win a life. His short story might change the way you speak forever. He always believed that truth mattered more than feelings. In every conversation, he listened not to understand, but to respond. If someone made a small mistake, he corrected it immediately. If someone shared an opinion, he countered it with facts. People often said, "You're right," and that gave him satisfaction. It felt like winning. But slowly, something began to change around him. Friends stopped debating with him. Family members avoided serious conversations. Meetings became shorter, and silence started filling the spaces where laughter once lived. He noticed it, but he blamed others. He told himself they were too sensitive, too emotional, unable to handle the truth. After all, he wasn't lying, he was right. One evening, an old friend visited him after many months. They talked about life, work, and memories. At one point, the friend shared a personal struggle and made a small, harmless mistake while explaining it. Without thinking, he corrected him, pointing out exactly where he was wrong. The room fell quiet. The friend smiled faintly, but his eyes changed. A few minutes later, he stood up and said he had to leave. That moment stayed in his mind. He replayed it again and again. For the first time, he asked himself a difficult question. Was being right really helping anyone? He realized that his need to win arguments had made others feel small, unheard, and unvalued. Every correction, no matter how true, had slowly pushed people away. He finally understood that relationships are not debates. They are built on respect, patience, and empathy. Winning an argument might satisfy the ego for a moment, but it can quietly destroy trust that took years to build. In choosing to be right every time, he had lost something far more important, the connection with the people who mattered most. After that realization, he began to notice his own habits more closely. His mind was always ready with a response, a correction, a better explanation. Silence felt uncomfortable to him, almost like weakness. He believed that if he didn't speak up, the wrong idea would win. But one day, something small happened that changed his perspective. He was sitting with a group of colleagues when a discussion started about a simple topic. Someone shared an opinion that wasn't entirely accurate. Instinctively, he felt the urge to interrupt and correct them. His heart raced, and the words lined up in his mind, ready to be spoken. But this time, he paused. He remembered how silence had once followed his words, and how it had pushed people away. So he stayed quiet. The conversation continued. People shared their thoughts freely, laughing, building on each other's ideas. No one seemed harmed by the small inaccuracy. No disaster followed. Instead, the room felt lighter. For the first time, he realized that silence had not weakened the moment, it had strengthened it. Later that day, someone approached him privately and thanked him for listening. That simple comment surprised him. He had always thought respect came from proving intelligence, but now he saw that it often comes from restraint. By staying silent, he had made space for others to speak, to feel heard, and to feel safe. He began practicing this more often. He learned to listen fully before responding and to ask himself whether his words would help or simply satisfy his ego. Over time, he noticed a shift. Conversations felt deeper. People trusted him more. Silence, he discovered, was not empty, was powerful. It showed confidence, wisdom, and self-control. In choosing silence at the right moments, he learned that not every truth needs a voice. Some truths speak loudest when left unspoken. With time, his change became visible, not through loud words, but through calm presence. He no longer rushed to correct people or prove his point. Instead, he listened with attention and responded with care. When disagreements appeared, he focused less on winning and more on understanding what the other person truly meant. Slowly, something unexpected happened. People began to respect him more than ever before. In meetings, others started asking for his opinion, not because he was the smartest voice in the room, but because they felt safe sharing their thoughts around him. He noticed that when he spoke gently and thoughtfully, people leaned in instead of pulling away. His words no longer created resistance, they created connection. One day, a younger colleague made a clear mistake during an important discussion. Everyone noticed it. In the past, he would have corrected it immediately. This time, he chose a different approach. He acknowledged the effort, then quietly guided the conversation toward clarity without embarrassing anyone. After the meeting, that colleague thanked him with genuine emotion. That moment meant more to him than winning any argument ever had. He realized that wisdom is not about proving others wrong, it is about lifting them up. When people feel respected, they are more open to learning. When they feel attacked, they only defend themselves. By choosing wisdom, he was no longer fighting against people, he was working with them. His relationships grew stronger. Conversations became meaningful. Trust replaced tension. He learned that respect is not demanded through correctness. It is earned through empathy and patience. In choosing to be wise instead of right, he discovered a deeper kind of success. Kind that builds bridges, strengthens bonds, and leaves people better than before.